Brill. Of it all. Tell me, fairy god babe.
Welcome to the Brill of it all with me, Diane Brill, and the Padilha brothers. This is Roger Padilha, and this is Mauricio Padilha.
And this is Diane Brill.
These two guys that are two of my best friends in the world are also two men that have influenced your life, whether you know it or not, and we're going to get to how they've influenced you. But let me tell you a little bit about their background. Roger Padilha and Mauricio Padilha have a fashion PR company called Mal PR. And what Mal PR does has done everybody from Kylie to Miley to Beyonce to Cookie from Empire. They're all wearing brands that these guys are pushing out into the market like one after the other. And this continues to be something that's impressive to the world because they promote these brands like unbelievably well. One called the Blondes, another Georgina, and a million other brands. But they all belong to these guys who have this amazing powerhouse PR company in New York. I'm so impressed with about these two guys, Roger and Mauricio Padilha. And besides being delicious best friends and hunky fucking guys that they also are guys that have influenced your life in incredible ways by the books that they've written. Now, these books, one book is called Antonio, about the illustrator. The second one, Stephen Sprouse, about the designer Stephen Sprouse. And also the third one, Gloss, which is in, every magazine you open up now, you'll see articles about that. How is it, Roger and Mauricio, that you decide, okay, we're going to do this major book on something?
It's always, Roger and I, we're brothers, we grew up together and we were influenced by so many of the same things. So it's what we really love. It's like, Chris von Wagenheim, we've always loved his work with the Dobermans and Lisa Taylor in Vogue. And Stephen Sprouse was really close to our hearts because we grew up with Stephen's work, and it really is. It's like really like something that we wanted to do. And if we didn't do it, we'd be so angry at whoever did it.
Well, we also target our books towards everyone, but all fashion designers have our books. I've never been to one studio that has not had all three of our books from a designer. So
it's true.
We get them to the right people. We don't think about what are people going to like about this. We think, do we want this book? And if we want this book, then we know everyone else is going to want it.
I mean, we could be making a lot more money doing books on the Housewives of New Jersey.
Right.
But, that's not what we love. We love, like, these amazing artists
from the past. Well, you love
the
Housewives.
I do love the Housewives.
The influence you've had as the creator of something. You see something, you've always been quite fans of people. Mm-hmm. And you see something in the air, and boom, you took it and you throw it into your books. Now, with the book, let's talk about the Stephen Sprouse book. With the Stephen Sprouse book, with the graffiti that was on the bags, it was all over the Louis Vuitton bags for years, but then it just stopped. And out of nowhere, I was in Romania, and I saw, even in the tour shops there, I saw like tote bags that had the name of Romania and Bulgaria, and they all had like the graffiti on it.
I know, it's amazing.
It's amazing. But that came from the Sprouse book, because the Sprouse book then translated into, and Rita, you can join in, to going into every single magazine when all of a sudden the graffiti on bag happened in such a way that it was mainstream.
It's really odd because we don't plan it. We do our books 2-3 years in advance. But somehow all three of our books, knock on wood, have kind of captured what's happening in the zeitgeist exactly when they come out. So we kind of reintroduce people that have been forgotten or that aren't super well known to begin with. And then suddenly you start seeing covers of magazines and trickling down to tourist bags. But it's really weird. We've never planned that. We've never thought, oh, it's time for a 70s revival. Let's do a book on Antonio.
Right.
We just wanted to do it. But if you're easily offended, our books are not
Yeah,
for you,
got it.
because
Not
you will
for the
see
faint of heart.
Yeah.
naked people. You'll see people,
You see
doing
penises,
things in
you'll
the-
see vaginas, you will see everything. Can we say penis and vagina?
Penises, vagina. Oh, yes, you do. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Penis, vagina.
Penis, vagina.
sex,
sex,
drugs,
dogs.
partying, Studio
Yeah.
54.
Naked women with animals. I mean,
Yeah, right,
everything.
Just,
it's all in there.
I saw that one. But very fashionable.
Women and chickens.
But always fashion. Yeah, the chicken feathers. I know they're really just getting out of control. They're landing on your socks. But what I find really interesting is that when you come up with this concept, you create this, you grab it in the air, and then it winds up in H&M. Some neighbors
I'll
are
go
wearing
and
it,
buy it.
and you'll go.
I'll have the original that I don't want to wear,
Yeah.
so I'll buy the copy later.
Exactly, but you made that happen. You made that happen.
We did that with the Louis Vuitton
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah.
Marc Jacobs sent us 2 big, gigantic ones after the book was done, and as a gift. And what did we do? We went out and we bought like the crappy ones, the cheap ones, because no one's going to think, oh, they're the authors of the Stephen Sprouse book and they're holding fake ones.
Yeah, right, exactly. Now we know. You know, the two of you, when you come up with ideas of what your book is going to be, how does that process work, Mauricio?
Roger and I will just start discussing people that we liked when we were kids growing up and whose work really influenced us and who's sort of an unsung hero. So it's somebody who, you know, everybody sort of knows, but hasn't been talked about in a long time. And then we'll look through magazines and we'll be like, wow, this is influenced, comes directly from Antonio Lopez, or this influenced whoever photographed this photo spread did it exactly like Sprouse, but it won't credit it. So we sort of do it to give that original artist credit.
We have tons of references, and sometimes those references come up more. And you kind of think like, oh, they should have a book on this, and they don't. So let's do one. So it's not uber planned out like we want to help so-and-so or we're feeling. It's just kind of, you know, we text each other pictures, and sometimes it'll be like, wow, we're texting each other a lot of pictures of Pat Cleveland. You know, there's something about Pat Cleveland that is interesting to us right now.
Definitely.
So, well, always Pat Cleveland.
I know you brought her back. She's everywhere now. And even her daughter is now... has an incredible consciousness for her.
Anna, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's a beautiful model. She's and so unusual and powerful like her mom. But you guys did that, and that's just a clear example of what it is that you do, which I think is so amazing. When someone is in a small town, in anywhere, they could be in the Midwest or in Bulgaria, let's say. Yeah, but it exists.
Well, I guess start by going to the tourist shop in Bulgaria.
And buy that tote bag. Buy that Sprouse tote bag, that's for sure. But you know what? There are cool people in Bulgaria, and there are cool people around the world that want to, and they're younger, they don't have the power of time to be able to say, oh, fuck that, or whatever. So they do care what other people think. But at the same time, inside, they feel a pull to want to do something that feels authentic and real to them.
But, you know, they just need to try. You know, start small, put on a feathered coat, and look at the reactions you get. If they're positive, move on to a feathered hat. You know, move on to a feathered dress, move on to feathered eyelashes.
But even if it's not positive, if you feel great about it, do it. Who cares what other people think?
But if you
Life
do
is
care,
too short, you got to do it.
You know, if you kind of get a strong reaction, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. It's attention, and you're provoking something, and you're provoking thought. So nothing you do that gets attention is going to be bad. So I think that it's a good way to build up your courage to just say, you know what, I'm going to wear a green wig because I feel like it, and whatever response you get from that, you can channel it into a positive thing.
Just catch those feathers are everywhere. They're covering my friends on the set.
I have some in my mouth.
You do a little something in your mouth. Sorry about that. So what would you say if you're saying, look, there are people out there and they want to try something new, but they're in an environment in Idaho where it's not comfortable for them to try something new?
I would just do a little bit, and then I would get out of Idaho, and I would come to New York City. I would go to Los Angeles. I would go to Paris. I would go to London. I would go to any big city, and you can do whatever you want, and nobody cares, and you can be yourself, and you can follow your dreams and do what you want. Isn't that what you did?
Well, that's what you did. You did, and I did.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
And we're internet age, so find your tribe online. They may not be at your high school, but find people that have similar interests and, you know, become friends with them.
God, these are such great answers. Yeah. So I hope my subscriber out there is happy with those results. And this is Mauricio and Roger Padilha from Marl PR and the authors of the books Gloss, Stephen Sprouse, and
Antonio Lopez.
Antonio Lopez, exactly. Ciao for now. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Ciao for now.
If you like this video and want to see more from your fairy god babe, Diane Brill, subscribe to the Brill of It All. Click right here.
Brill of it
Right
all.
here.
Right here.